Welcome back to the new session. Today we are discussing layout of distribution system. Earlier in the class we learned the system of water supply, that means whether it is continuous or intermittent, and again we have discussed the method of supply, that is either by pumping or pumping cum gravity or directly pumping, is it? And everything is depending upon the minimum pressure to be maintained in the system, is it? That is what we were discussing. Now the layout of the distribution network, that means how to lay the network, how to place the network, how to plan the network, etc. So the first method is dead end system. Dead end system, the term itself, it denotes that the end of the network is dead. That means it is ending there. The end of the particular line, it is ending there or it is dead. That means further there is no supply. Here you can see this is our reservoir. We are laying a main line through the main street or through the center of the city, so that on both sides or from that main line you can take the branch lines. You can take the branch lines from the main line, is it? So this is our main line, which usually we propose along the main street or through the center of the city. And if this reservoir is located in the farthest end of the city, because of our location or because of the treatment plant site or because of the gradient which we require, then again you have to plan whether this line has to pass through the city or through the other by lanes, and whatever be the options, our objective is to lay the pipeline so that the entire area can be supplied water to a required pressure or to a minimum required pressure, and the quantity you have to give equitably, is it? That is what we learned. Equitable distribution and minimum pressure where it needs and when it needs. That is our main objective. Now here you can see that from the main line we placed the sub mains. So this is the main line, this is the main line, So this is, you can take it as a branch line. You can consider this as a branch line, is it? Then again you are taking the distribution lines, is it? The household connections, or it may be some sub mains where you have to supply water to number of consumers. So depending upon the locations of the houses or depending upon the area where you want to need, you have to place these sub mains and main lines. Now what is the peculiarity of this system? Here you can see that all the lines it is provided with a sluice valves. So this is sluice valve. So all these lines you have to start with a sluice valve, so that you can control the supply through the line, or you can increase or decrease the quantity of flowing, or you can close the supply at any time which you want, or for during repairs you can completely close down that system. Similarly, according to our needs, according to the technical requirements, we can control the supply through each line by providing the sluice valves. So here you can see that all the lines you have to provide with the sluice valves so that you can control the supply. And then here, as we mentioned, the end of the line, it is dead. That means there is no further flow, is it? There is no further flow. And these lines are not interconnected. These lines are not interconnected at the end, is it? It is not interconnected. So, but here I have shown a dotted line. This dotted line, you can have a dotted line, or you can have an interconnection between these two lines if you want to increase the supply or if you want to increase the pressure at these particular points. So imagine that this line you are getting a very low pressure, whereas here we know this branch is starting from the main line. This line is starting from the main line at the before or ahead of this branch line. So definitely at this particular point there will be pressure is more. So in this line you can expect more pressure than this branch line, is it? So in that way, in that case, if you want to increase the pressure here, you can connect these two lines by a single line, but then there you have to observe that there is no connections from this line, no connections from this line. This is only an interconnection between these two lines. So this is the dead end system, and the main advantage of this system, it is very easy to design and to lay the pipe. So how to lay the pipe? There is no other option. You have to lay the pipe along the public road, is it? You have to lay the road pipeline along the public roads. That means depending upon the road network, depending upon the alignment of the roads, you have to design the network also. And the network design is very easy if you are opting for dead end system. What is the disadvantage? The disadvantage is you have to have number of sluice valves, and if there is some breakdown in this line, if there is some breakdown here, you want to repair this particular point, then what you have to do? You have to close this valve, is it? You have to close this valve, then all the houses in between this area, they will be getting interrupted, is it? Their supply will be getting interrupted. There is no other option to supply water to that particular area once this branch is closed, is it? So that is one of the disadvantage. That means whenever there is a repairs are there, the entire area behind or ahead of this area, ahead of this maintenance will be getting disturbed. There is no supply for that particular people. Then second main disadvantage, third disadvantage is all these lines, as I mentioned, it is dead end or it is ending there. There is no further connection or there is no further flow, is it? So in that case, imagine that there is some contamination in this particular branch. There is some contamination in this particular branch, or there may be some silt or sand deposit in this particular line, because this is the lowest point. This is the lowest point from here, from the higher elevation, what is reached up to this point. This is the lowest point, and at this point there is no further connection. That means the end is plugged or end is closed. So that means all the debris and the contamination, if it is there, it will accumulate there. Is it? It will accumulate there. So that is the other disadvantage of all these dead end system. That means at the end or at the farthest end of the network, there may be some contaminations, or there is no further option to remove that contamination unless it is cut open, or you have to provide scour valves. You have to provide scour valves. Is it? You have to provide scour valves so that you can open this valve and exit all the or discharge all the contaminated water through this valve. That means the number of scour valves is also more, is it? Or you have to cut open the line and then discharge the water. So that type of difficulties are there in maintaining the system. Otherwise, this line gives you the most optimum size of the pipe also. This will give you the most optimum size. That means the optimum size may be the least size of the pipe, and the cost of the project will be less. That means the cost of construction is less. Cost is less since these lines will give you the optimum size, and here there is no other expenditure. There is no other expenditure in controlling the valves. Once we supply water from here, unless and until there is some maintenance or some other difficulties or covering of line, etc., there is no other maintenance in the distribution network. Okay, that is the dead end system. Now coming to the second system, that is the grid iron system.